Well, hello everybody. My name is Cami and I'm part of Team Harmony and just thrilled to be here. And we're going to talk tonight about the relationship between stress and cortisol, our hormones, and fat. How does this all work together? And hopefully we're going to walk away tonight with some tools on how we can be kinder to our bodies and more respectful to the systems that are in place in our bodies to help us be well. The best doctor we have is this one right here. This one. I'm pointing to you. Your best doctor is your own body. But how can we help our body get to the best health that it can have? So we're going to and I think we can do that with understanding, with a little bit of knowledge. And that's why I love doing these deep dives, because hopefully something I say tonight will help give you unlock the next layer of new health for you, getting back to the health that your body was designed to have. So that's my hope. That's my desire. Empower you with tools and information, and we'll get started. Let me share my screen. Okay, tonight we're talking about unlocking your metabolism. And there's a strong correlation between um, stress and fat and how that all works in the body. And once we understand it, maybe we can be less stressed and less fat. Our body, and just so you know, we are not medical professionals and we are not diagnosing or treating any medical conditions here. I have to send you back to your doctor regarding your concerns and medical treatment. And I will point you to the harmonypatching.com website. It is wonderful. And we're going to talk about some patches and some patching systems in here. If you need more information, please write that down, harmonypatching.com, and go there for more information. So, first, let's start by thanking your body. You are Your body is a wonderful organism of many systems working together. I think in our brains we like to isolate things, but tonight, as we're gonna see a relationship happening between stress and hormones and fat production and blood sugar and all of those things. And so that's wonderful. It's pretty cool that we are made this way. So cortisol is a hormone that is produced when our body is under stress. So it's produced by our adrenal glands, and our adrenal glands sit right on top of our kidneys, and it acts as the body's primary stress manager, regulating the metabolism, blood pressure, blood sugar, and your immune response. So this is what your cortisol and melatonin patterns should look like in a 24-hour period. Well, kind of. We don't have the nighttime, but you can see that cortisol um, kind of ramps up it in the nighttime, or like in the wee hours of the morning, and that is literally giving you the oomph, the ability to wake up and go get her done, get that early morning workout done, and get up and get to work. The cortisol is needed. Melatonin, obviously, we know melatonin helps us sleep. So they work together for good health, and they are hormones. It's pretty amazing. So I found this. I wanted to, when I copy stuff, I want to give a shout out to where I got it from. This is from Experience Life magazine, and it had a really great um, like description of what cortisol is and what it does. And um, we are familiar um, of what cortisol does, but when we have too much of it in our bodies, then we can get some imbalances happen. So here is kind of the curve of irregular. Orange is irregular. We want it to look like, um, the blue curve. And if you have too much cortisol, you might not sleep through the night. You might have that racing mind and not be able to quiet your mind when you wake up. You might be a little grumpy, a little confrontational, angry, and your energy crashes and burns in the early morning. This could be you. This could be, you know, you just can't get your booty moving at all, dragging through the day, and you think you're surviving on coffee to pull you through, but it doesn't seem to have an effect on your body. This could be you. If your cortisol is high throughout the day, then you may always feel like you're behind schedule and racing to catch up. You might be kind of exhausted and wired at the same time. People comment on how fast you talk. You might be easily irritated or feel like it's hard to get too excited about anything. And then if your cortisol is too high at night, of course, it's going to disrupt your healthy sleep. So that is something um, that is problem. So as I mentioned, cortisol is a hormone. We're thankful for cortisol. Melatonin is a hormone. We're also thankful for melatonin, and they kind of work in balance and opposite each other to help our bodies. But chronic stress causes high cortisol levels and it creates a hormone imbalance. So we kind of get stuck in that fight or flight, got to get stuff done. And that leads to weight gain, anxiety, insomnia, and then low levels of cortisol can cause that severe fatigue, weight loss, and muscle weakness. So, how do we have the right amount of cortisol? Oops, sorry, went too fast. So, here's that stress response. And I'm not all stress is bad stress. The kind of in this life, we will have trouble. We do have stress. Cortisol is needed to deal with the stress. I was just in a car accident a couple of weekends ago, or a couple of weeks ago. So if I didn't have cortisol and the ability to respond, I would have been a blob of jello on the side of the road, not being able to make good decisions, not being able to get myself out of that situation, not being able to um, move quickly, all of those things. It's a good thing I wasn't sleeping during that time. It's a good thing I had a rush of adrenaline to have those things happen. So stress is good. I mean, it happens. There can be prolonged being in a prolonged state of stress is the problem. But here's what happens when your body senses stress. Your body senses a stressor. And then in your brain, your hypothalamus and your pituitary gland release the hormone that is appropriate for that stressor, which in the adrenal glands, the hypothalamus and the pituitary tell the adrenal glands to release adrenaline and cortisol. So the person can respond. And then adrenaline activates the body's fight, flight, or freeze response to get you to safety get you out of danger, get your work done, get that report done, work through a difficult conversation, all of those things. So you need it. And I want you to be like, respect how the body is made, and it's wonderful. So thank you, fight or flight response. And like I said, I wouldn't have been able to choose and move and get out of that situation without adrenaline and cortisol. So thankful for that. But I do have to be able to shift and give my body a chance to rest and restore my cortisol and adrenaline levels. And that's what happens when I can shift into rest and digest. But sometimes we get stuck in perceived trauma or real trauma from past trauma. So, trauma can get stored in the body, and that happens and it affects our nervous system. We just talked about the hypothalamus of the brain, the pituitary, and it can cause chronic muscle tension and persistent chemistry changes in the body. Rather than just being a memory, this is what happens. And that causes your body to be in a state of hypervigilance and producing that adrenaline and cortisol until you might reach adrenal fatigue. And then your body starts stealing your sexual hormones, your estrogen, your progesterone, your testosterone. It starts stealing those. So this is just a reminder, be kind to your mind. When you go through a trauma, give your body and your mind a chance to restore your health. So, does chronic stress cause visceral fat? Yes. The answer is yes, because cortisol boosts fat storage. Here's how it increases your appetite, but it increases your appetite for quick burn things. What do you grab for a quick energy? You grab caffeine, you grab sugar, you grab carbs, quick burn because you're running from that saber-toothed tiger. And when you have too much of that in your body, then your body has to create insulin. Insulin is the body's response to storing those calories as fat. So elevated insulin levels can lead to insulin resistance and cause more unhealthy issues. So when we have a lifestyle dysregulation, could be trauma, could be stress, it causes dysregulated eating behaviors, it causes physical inactivity, it causes sleep disorders, and then here we are, visceral fat accumulation. It kind of becomes this nasty catch 22 if we're not careful. Chronic inflammation causes visceral fat. Visceral fat causes chronic inflammation because of our lifestyle. So it's like, which came first, the chicken or the egg? But you see, if we stay in that state, we end up in all of these problems, health problems that none of us want. So just to review types of fat, we're talking about visceral fat, and then the difference between visceral and subcutaneous. Subcutaneous fat is just under your skin layer, and visceral fat goes and cushions your organs. You need some to cushion your organs. That's cool. But thankfully, it is the first to go when you're doing weight loss, but it accumulates with stress. It surrounds your organs, and it is a predictor of your metabolic health. It's more insulin resistant, and it releases high amounts of inflammatory cytokines. Cytokines are cells that bump around causing trouble. and causing inflammation. So there you go. Subcutaneous fat is stubborn fat, estrogen, and lack of our an imbalance in our sexual hormones can cause that. Um, and it's kind of like our buffer system for excess energy intake, but they're kind of related. So here's another view. Visceral fat is dangerous hidden fat stored deep in the abdomen around the organs. And again, excess visceral fat is causes a metabolic dysfunction, chronic inflammation, and severe health risks. So, visceral fat is created when excess calories, particularly from sugar, alcohol, and saturated fats. So you get this flood. If we are stressed, then our body is going to be in that high cortisol, high adrenaline situation, right? So then our body is pushing sugar into our blood vessels so that we can run from the saber-toothed tiger. But when we are stressed, typically we want to grab those sugary treats, a glass of wine, alcohol, saturated fats. Those all sound delicious to us and amazing and comforting, but they are adding sugar and adding to the problem within the blood vessels at the time when we don't need it. So that's what happens in there. So it creates insulin resistance when our bodies are, causes our pancreas to keep producing insulin, and then more insulin in our blood and more insulin in our blood. And insulin is what tells our body to store fat as fuel. So if you want to lose weight, reduce your body's need to produce insulin. Does that make sense? Mhm. And this is uh, uh I logged into a couple of doctors' things today, but this means to me, I looked up cytokines, and cytokines are these cells that bump around and cause inflammation. Here's different sources of cytokines, but you can see the big word inflammation. That's about my speed. And then the inflammation over time can cause trouble in your DNA. It can cause problems in your DNA will adapt. So that's where we can, when we talk about the cells and repairing at the cellular level and helping reduce inflammation, this is cool. This is what we have the power to do this. So insulin resistance is huge in our lives, in our bodies. Pre-diabetes, in this is old, in 2018, more than 1 in 3 people were living with pre-diabetes. 84% of those people did not even know that they had it. So we just think it's okay to grab this. We kind of brag about our stressful lifestyle sometimes. We brag about our lack of sleep. We brag about how much work we do and how long we work and how hard we work. But if and then, oh, I can do anything, I can eat anything. But until it starts to bite us in the booty. So here's some signs of insulin resistance, and notice they're similar to having high cortisol because they're related. People tend to be overweight. They have trouble losing weight. Why? Because that insulin is telling your body to store fat as fuel because you might need it later. They tend to have a large appetite. They tend to crave sweets after meals. Eating sweets does not relieve the cravings. They're more tired after meals. Um, Frequent thirst, frequent urge to urinate. That's because Insulin is really, and blood sugar is really hard on your kidneys, really hard on your blood pressure, um, causes hormone problems, and causes hormone problems in females and males, um, acne, blood pressure issues. So you can see we want to stay out of this zone. Again, unhealthy bodies have both types of fat. Um, we need some fat. We're not going to get mad at the fat. It's our bodies use it, but our bodies use it to store toxins as well. And toxins are fat soluble, and then they become water soluble. And that's what our liver does. It takes fat soluble toxins and turns them into water soluble toxins and helps get them out. And that, notice on both sides of the line, you need nutrients needed. Notice on both sides, you need some B vitamins and a looky there, glutathione. You need glutathione to help your liver take fat soluble toxins and get it out of your body. So just keep that, bookmark that little thought. And you guys know we live in a very toxic world. And as technology progresses, we have more and more toxins in our world, right? And um, our bodies get our toxic our detox pathways get shut down pretty easily, get overloaded, and then they get shut down. So everything that we can do to help our bodies detox, highly recommend. And guess what? Toxic toxins get stored in our fat because it's our body's protective layer. And so if you are having trouble releasing weight, the toxins, they can come from pesticides, food additives, pollutants, plastics, heavy metals. And um, should I go there? Maybe, maybe not, maybe. We put a lot of toxins in our body. And I'm just going to leave it there. Some people make choices early on with their loved ones, and those there are toxins in there, preservatives, things. You think of preservatives, preserved meat. There's a perfect one, lunch meat. Everybody thinks that's great. That is toxic. So, anyways, um, they get trapped in our fat cells. And look at this, more and more plastics, microplastics are making their way into our bodies, and our bodies don't know what to do with it. So they're getting stored in our visceral fat. And toxins also block the receptor sites for insulin. So, so then this creates another catch 22. You have receptor sites for insulin. Your body's creating insulin like crazy, but then has to create more insulin but then it's stored as fat because it's just this nasty catch 22. So when we become metabolically fit, we help our liver, we help our mitochondria, we balance our hormones. We tend to burn fat for fuel instead of sugar for fuel. When this happens, we not only lose weight, but we get the added benefit of releasing toxins that are trapped in our fat cells. But that's what antioxidants do for us. Antioxidants grab on to the extra electron in the toxin and render it useless and help get it out of the body. So antioxidants, glutathione is a major antioxidant. So how do we support the body in releasing this fat? there are foods, and look at these foods. A lot of them are high fat, but you'll notice what we would call healthy fat. Avocados, very high in fat. Pumpkin seeds, high in fat. Fatty fish, high in fat. It's good for us. Fat is good, the right kind of fat, not inflammatory fats, oils, seed oils, stuff like that. Turmeric, anti-inflammatory. So you see a lot of antioxidants in the berries, a lot of protein, a lot of antioxidants in dark chocolate and other nutrients. So foods can help you reduce cortisol. What are other solutions that help your body to release fat and release cortisol? So you teach your brain and body and soul to rest, get a great night's sleep, improve, like grab onto one healthy, restful habit. If I had to guess, I've been there. I've been in adrenal fatigue before, where you just feel like you're go, 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 and you're not resting. And then you get to the point where you're not sleeping. And if so, helping your body create those healthy habits to restore your circadian rhythm. Of course, we can't be healthy with all these toxins in our bodies. Um, and so help assist your body systematically, help it get toxins out. Balancing your hormones. How can we do that? Nurture our metabolism. That and becoming physically fit, they're all related, but movement, and you can do intermittent fasting. You can do water fasting with minerals. I like to fast with Celergize. That's one of my favorite things. It's not like a straight up water fast, but if I just have water in the Celergize morning during the day and then Celergize evening before I go to bed, that's pretty amazing. Helps reset my metabolism. And then magic red light therapy. So here are some of the wonderful things, benefits of red light therapy. How can we restore this balance in our body and let our bodies know that we are okay and help it to release toxins? So sweating is great for releasing toxins. All of these, it helps with body contouring. How does infrared therapy help with body contouring? We'll get to that in a minute. Mental clarity, athletic performance, all the things that we want to do, right? Sexual performance. Your hormones need to be in balance to do that. Your heart health needs to be in balance to do that. So all of these things, and by the way, get a great night's sleep. So infrared light is amazing and helps your body. Where do we get infrared light? Guess what, guys? We are a wonderful source of low-level infrared light. So, power of the patch. Our body emits a low-level infrared light. We put the patches on acupuncture points, acupressure points, working with meridians on the body to move energy and to signal the body with light to restore balance of how it's created. That's all. We're not adding anything to the body. It's amazing. So when you activate the low level infrared light in your body, wonderful things can happen. And I'm going to draw your attention to the last column where it says mental clarity, balancing your hormones, improving your sleep, and circadian health. So many wonderful things, reducing inflammation. We can do these things. And you guys know we have the wonderful X39 patch. and it works at the speed of light. Whose light? Yours. And people will experience an immediate effect through the elevation of antioxidants and a decrease in inflammation. Some people feel it, some people don't. Do not worry, they still go to work. In fact, if you worry, that probably takes away some of the effect. But X39 does help your body get a great night's sleep. You wear the X39 typically during the day and then take it off before you go to bed. But that just the X39 can help you get a great night's sleep. But we have other patches that can help your body release melatonin. Remember, we were talking about that circadian rhythm and help you get energy during the day and restore great sleep at night. And then we also have this wonderful gut regeneration system. And these patches, and we'll go through them individually, help the body to repair the gut imbalance, your digestion. They help your body detoxify. You guys see the glutathione there. Reduce inflammation. You guys see the eon. Balance the endocrine system. That is SP6. SP6 is named after spleen 6. There's a spleen meridian on the left side of our body, and that helps our hypothalamus of the brain. It helps balance our hormones. It helps our thyroid, our endocrine system. So amazing. And it controls cravings. Here is an image of what someone looks like on the top row before they put Eon on. So I love this because it's a visual of what it's doing inside your body. You put the patch on the outside, but you can see inflammation going down in 5 minutes. That's pretty amazing. And when you consistently wear Eon 5 days a week, 12 hours a day, it reduces your cortisol levels significantly. It's also called the happy patch because it does tell your brain to release happy neurotransmitters. So it gets you out of that fight or flight mode. SP6, it helps your endocrine system. Endocrine system is your kidneys, your prostate, so that's flushing out toxins, right? The kidneys are the prostate, your female hormones, your male hormones, your hypothalamus of the brain, your pituitary gland. So many things are related there. So SP6 helps your digestion, helps your intestines be healthier. And then glutathione, remember, turns your sad liver into a happy liver. And by the way, it boosts your immune system. So it helps your body go after those bacteria and viruses, germs, yeast, molds, and things. And it's really, really beneficial for the skin. But in this case, when we're talking about your metabolism and helping your body to release fat, it also helps your liver not be a fatty liver. Energy Enhancer is the granddaddy of them all. They were designed to help the Navy SEALs bump up their body's mitochondria, tell the mitochondria to burn fat as fuel. Isn't that what we're talking about here? We want our bodies, our mitochondria to be healthy. And this also helps flush our lymphatic system. So as toxins are being released, we can flush them and get them out of the body, get them moving around. And movement helps as well. So this bumps up your ATP, gives you energy, so you feel like moving too. So you burn an extra 300 to 600 calories a day, but you're burning fat calories when you wear this. And then get a great night's sleep with Silent Nights, and that activates your melatonin and Alavita. Alavita also activates melatonin, but it does a few other things. It helps release oxidative stress in the brain, and it's amazing for your skin, collagen, cartilage, all of those things. So typically, if somebody has trouble sleeping, we start with the X39 and the Eon, but I always go to Alavita first because it does more things than the Silent Nights. But if somebody needs an additional boost of help with the sleep, Silent Nights is a great addition. We also have our Celergize Evening. Celergize Evening is amazing for getting that great night's sleep. And then X49. X49 helps build that lean muscle mass as well. Just wearing the X49 for 90 days, people notice their body fat percentage going down by 11%. So it does all of these other things, and maybe that's why it provides EMF protection. It boosts your metabolism. It builds that lean muscle mass. They're all related, but it also helps boost testosterone for men. So lots of good stuff there. So carnosine supports the organs, really great for muscles as well. But that is what we have for helping the body switch from fight or flight. So you get to choose. The power is yours to choose what next step you want to take. We think that gut regeneration system is pretty amazing. You go to harmonypatching.com to get there. And I think that's it. Yes. So that's what I got for you tonight.
Wow, good stuff. I had no idea the microplastics interfered with the blood sugar and all of that. And wow, I just think of,
They disrupt our hormones too. So
ah,
microplastics, they our body receives them, and they bump up our estrogen levels for men and women. And so
wow.
yeah, they're pretty bad.
Good information, Cami. Oh, I can relate with a lot of everything you were saying. Yes, need to get my sleep and I'm doing a better job. So, yay. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for taking the time to join us tonight. And we're always here Mondays and Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And I'll go ahead and stop our recording.